some of us weren't as high as others. I think me and Chris were on the lower side. The total or the average of our predictions was a 0.7 WAR, 10 home runs, 704 OPS, and a 96 WRC plus. So who wants to kick it off with their expectations for Carpenter this year?
Well, I will say, for me, that was just baking in that I don't think he's going to get a ton of playing time.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at all the outfielders out there, I tend to kind of sort them by their limitations. What can they do to help the team? What can't they do to help the team? And Carpenter is basically a bat-only guy. He's been okay in the outfield, but they don't, they think he needs a lot of work still. He's not going to play. They played him. They may have played him at right now, but he's mostly a left fielder. He's not going to add any speed. He's not really an on-base guy. Now, he had an awesome at bat against Severino the other day. Laid off a couple really tough pitches and then hit a home run so far that Statcast couldn't measure it. Bounced off the building behind right field. So if they just want a lefty power bat, which is never bad to have, I can see him being on the roster. But there's something about his inability to do much else that makes me think he's going to spend most of his year in Toledo again.
Probably for once, I was higher than our averages for him. I can see him getting 250 at bats, maybe, and plus it's a long season with injuries. You just don't know. But I like the fact that last year he showed us some opposite field power. This spring, even though he hasn't hit for high average or anything, when he has hit the ball, he's hit hard for some extra bases. I think he's valuable, and I like his approach at the plate. I put him down for about a 730 OPS, so a little bit above what our average was. I just figure, if he can manage a 300 on base, he's probably going to hit enough home runs and 250 at bats to keep his slugging fairly high and get a little bit of a higher slugging percentage. So I put him down for 12 homers. I can see him running into a dozen balls and putting him in seats.
Yeah, he's not going to get that much play in the outfield, if I'm being honest, but he's still technically an outfielder. I think he's going to get a lot of play at DH. I don't know who you guys really project as a DH, but I'm thinking it's going to be a platoon between him and Miggy. So I think he's going to get some at-bats against right-handers. I had him at about, 8 home runs, a little bit under 700 OPS, but I think he's going to get a chance to be the team's DH to start the season.
So he's going to hit anywhere. I think he's going to hit 15 home runs. I know it sounds a little generous, but I think if they can figure out the situation, if he can, if Miguel is injured and Carpenter becomes more of a DH, then I think that's fine. But in the outfield, he is a liability. I mean, he's getting better. He's shown improvement, but at the same time, I think his strength is hit the damn ball. And if he gets to do that as a team's DH, by all means,